Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. Just going to wait 1 second to see if anybody else comes into the waiting room. Also, you might want a towel, like a small towel, or even like just a t-shirt, like a stretchy t-shirt that you don't mind stretching out for like a yoga strap for some stretches. We're gonna do on the floor. Which is just a towel, normal towel, tea towel. You can be fine without it, but if you want to grab one, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we're going to start in a seated position. I think everyone is here. Great. You just come to a seated position. You take your time getting down here. And then once you're here, just grounding down through the sit bones, through all the places that are touching the mat, really feeling comfortable in that foundation. Hands to your knees. We're going to inhale, lengthen that imaginary string pulling up through the top of your head. Exhale, gently close the eyes, just blink a few times. Release any tension in the face. And just take your awareness inward towards your breathing. Inhale, fill that belly. Fill the chest. Breathing all the way to the top of the head. And just continue those breaths. Those waves of breaths from the tailbone, the sit bones, all the way to the crown of the head. Long lengthening with every inhalation, filling up the belly and the lungs, expands the rib cage. Push that navel forward, opening the chest. Just finding space in the body with that breath, and then exhaling, pulling all the air in the chest, and then pulling that navel in, empty the belly. And start another wave of breath from the tailbone up to the top of the head. Just follow those breaths. Just a few more here. Starting to feel more grounded on the exhalation. On the next inhalation, just gently open your eyes and blink a few times. Let those shoulders just kind of melt away from the ears. Give it a nice long spine. Inhale, lengthen again through the crown of the head. And exhale, bring that chin in towards the chest. Inhale up. Exhale that right ear down to that right shoulder. Just always being careful, mindful with the neck. Inhale up. Exhale, left ear comes down. Lengthen to that right side of the neck. Inhale up. We're going to inhale up, carve a line with that nose up towards the ceiling. You don't have to crank your head back. We're just kind of lengthening and looking up. Maybe just at an angle, maybe a little further. And release. Chin comes down again, and then we're going to roll that right ear towards that right shoulder. I'm going to start to make those big circles with the nose. And slowly and gently stretching all sides of the neck. And stop. Next time your chin comes into your chest, and then we'll go the other direction. Drawing big circles. And one more time, other direction. And switch directions. And just start to make those circles a little smaller. And come back to center. I'm going to come down, bring that right ear down to that right shoulder again, and then notice a difference this time. Then reach out with those left fingertips. Bring that hand over onto the left side of the face, the head, and just gently guide that ear towards the shoulder. Still keeping a nice long spine, nice strong core. And release. And from here, we're just going to do that right hand kind of to our right cheek. We're going to let that head kind of just release completely into that hand. So we're just holding up our head with our arms. It's going to feel a little weird at first, but we should just sort of let that head just fall into the hand. And release. Bring that right hand down, reach those fingertips. We're going to take that left ear down to that left shoulder. Reach over and gently guide that ear down. No pulling. Nice deep even breaths. And release. And then bringing that left palm to that left side of the head. Just release the head, the neck into the palm, just all the weight of the head. Just release those muscles in the neck. Soften your gaze. And release. From here, we're just going to kind of start connecting our breath to our emotions. So bring your hands to heart center. And inhale up, reach. Let's stretch in the shoulders and the arms. Exhale, hands come into heart center. Inhale, reach all the way through the fingertips. Exhale. Inhale. Reach, and then we're going to just come into a gentle seated twist. You can left hand to that right knee, right hand behind you. And then taking that gaze towards the back of the room. You want that twisting to really come from that core. You don't want your arms to be kind of cranking or pushing you into that twist. Lift up through the crown of the head. Lengthen. And gently release, unwind. Inhale up those arms. Pull those elbows down. Inhale up. And now come to the other side. Right hand to that left knee, left hand behind. Lengthen. And then twist. Inhale. Creating space in the spine. Exhale, pull that navel in. And release, unwind. From here, we're going to bring those arms to opposite knees. Gonna inhale, lift the chest, kind of rock that pelvis back. And then round the shoulders. Just kind of a seated cat cow. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the shoulders. Lift and lengthen. Exhale. Around the spine, tuck the chin. And release. We'll just leave that left elbow in, or whichever elbow is on top, bring that to the inside of the other elbow from the eagle arms. So here or here. Again, lift, long belly. Exhale, navel draws back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. And shake the shoulders out, and then we'll take the other arm on top. So from here, lifting, lengthening, exhale, round the shoulders. Tuck the chin. Inhale. Press that chest up, forward, exhale, pull the navel in. Inhale, lengthen. From the sit bones all the way to the crown. And exhale. Back to that seated cat. And release the arms. Come to eagle arms on the other side. Staying just here or wrapping all the way around, whatever's available to you. From here, lifting. Exhale, draw the navel in, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Tuck the chin. Inhale. the shoulders. Pull that navel in one last time. Inhale, lengthen, and release. Shake those arms out. From here, we're going to bring that right leg out. I'm going to kind of pull that right femur in. So we're active in this leg. And we're going to take a side body stretch. So we're going to bring this left hand over here, reach over, really up and over through those fingertips. And pull that thumb a little bit towards the back. Right, open up the chest, spin open. And release slowly down. Come here, and then we'll just forward fold. Bring those hands out. Lengthen through the back of the neck, soften through the face. Maybe you could come all the way to your elbows, or just here. I'm still pulling that right hip crease in, that femur in towards the hips, towards midline. Toes should be up towards the ceiling. And let's try to walk those hands just a little bit further. Put that navel in. See if you can bring that nose closer to the floor. And walk back up. We'll switch legs. Left toes up to the ceiling, pulling that left hip crease in towards center. And that right hand over the right side, we're going to reach over. Stretching through that left side of the body. Pull that thumb back, spin open. And then slowly coming forward. From here, just walking the hands forward. Let your tongue be loose in your mouth. Release any tension in your cheeks. And walk those hands back up. And from here, we're going to bring our feet just kind of out behind, in front of us. So kind of want those feet wide. Bring those hands behind. Just going to rock those knees from side to side a few times, and then let them drop over onto the right side of the body. Just going to lift through that chest. Close the eyes. Breathe. Nice, long, deep breaths. And bring those knees back up towards the edges of the mat, a little wide, and then just drop them to the other side. Maybe readjust once you're there, lifting through that chest. Gently close the eyes, breathe. Do a mental scan of your body, your head, your neck, shoulders, arms, back, hips, all the way down to your toes. Just checking in with your body. And release. Bring those knees back up. We're just going to move into a tabletop position. Just take your time. And spread out those fingers. And the legs parallel behind you, pressing down to the tops of the feet. And lifting up through that belly. And then we're going to inhale, pull those shoulders back, push that belly down. Cow pose, exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Cat. Inhale. Back to cow. Can release the jaw here. That feels good. Exhale, round the shoulders, tuck the tailbone, pull the navel in. Inhale, cow. And just with your own breath, take a few more rounds of that, moving the spine in a way that feels good. Can go from side to side here, or in a circle. And come back to a neutral position. From here, we're just going to take that right leg out to the side, so just lengthening to the right leg. So, staying in that tabletop, and the leg just comes out. Just kind of let those hips press back. I'm going to reach forward with those arms. Chest comes down towards the floor, spine lengthens. You can spider those hands forward. There's a kitty cat that really wants in. Can't say no. And gently come back up. Back to that tabletop, and then go ahead and just bring that left leg out to the side. And just let those hips move back, reach forward. Hips ease back a little bit further. And pressing down into the edge of that left foot and to the top of that right foot. And release. Bring that left knee back in. Take an inhalation and exhale. I'm going to reach up through that right hamstring. Make sure those hips are level, strong in that core. And stay here or add that left arm. And pulling that navel in towards the spine and up for stability. Deep, even breaths. And release. Inhale, push that belly down. Exhale, round the spine. Push those hips out to the side just a few times. Just releasing any tension in the hips. And back to a neutral position. Inhale, exhale, and lift up through that left hamstring. And add that right arm. If you like, you can stay here, this is fine. And release down. You're gonna bring those knees wide and just let those hips come back, reaching forward. Let that forehead melt down into the mat and just release everything for a few breaths. And gently coming back up. You can leave those knees wide. We're going to inhale up through that right shoulder, elbow, just gentle twist here, and then go ahead and bring that arm underneath that left arm. Go ahead and let that shoulder melt into the mat. Reach forward with that left arm. Let all those muscles in the right shoulder just release, melt, relax into the mat. Breathing into that belly. Soften. Just one more breath here. And bend that left arm. We're going to press it through that left palm. Inhale, lift through that left elbow, gentle twist, and then go ahead and just thread that needle. Bring that left arm underneath that right arm. Reach forward that right arm. Soften that hip, that shoulder down into the mat. Nice, deep, even breaths. All the muscles in the left shoulder release and relax and soften. Any stress you're holding in your shoulders just dissipates and releases and just melts into the mat. And bend that right arm, press up. Bring those knees hip width apart. We're gonna reach forward. Just a quick puppy pose. Press through the palms. You can spider those fingers forward. Once again, just stretching those shoulders, releasing tension in the shoulder. Breathe into the shoulders, any tight areas, release on the exhalation. And gently come back up and slowly come to your tummy. Bring those palms underneath the shoulders. And then from here, really engaging, tightening everything, pressing everything down into the mat. And peeling up that chest, just skipping if you feel discomfort in your low back. You should feel no pinching, no pain. If this feels okay, maybe inhaling up, engaging those muscles in the back to lift that chest just a tiny bit more. Pulling those shoulders towards the ceiling and back. And release, bring that right cheek down onto the hands. Just relax for a breath. Bend those knees and just rock those feet just a couple times. And drop those legs. Reach those arms long. And move those elbows in towards the body for Sphinx. Just stopping at the spot that feels good. That's not too hard on your back where you feel no discomfort. Maybe bring those elbows all the way to underneath the shoulders. If the blade's more gentle here. We'll just skip all together. Press everything down. Palms, forearms, lifting up. And that gaze either forward and down or straight. Breathe. Notice what your breath is doing. And release. Other cheek comes down onto the hands. Release down to the mat. And those knees, and just go ahead and window wash those legs a few times. Kind of shaking out the back. As fast or slow as you like. I'm feeling that massage on the top of the quads. And drop the legs. Palms underneath the shoulders, press up into that tabletop. And then tucking those toes, spread out those palms. We're gonna lengthen those legs, come into downward facing dog. Alternate heels on the mat. Pulling up through that navel, lengthen to the back of the neck and the sides of the neck. Soften through the backs of the legs. You can keep those knees bent a little bit. Bring those knees, just bend those knees, bring them in a little, and lengthen. Press those heels towards the mat. Don't have to come all the way. And walk those feet up to the hands. Just hang this forward, full for a breath. Grab opposite elbows and you can sway. Loosen the neck. Pressing down through those feet. And drop those arms. We're going to inhale and come to a half lift. Just slide those hands up the shins, gaze forward. And we're going to exhale, come down, and just bring that left foot back. So come to a lunge. Lifting through that left hamstring, strong through that front leg. Never letting that knee go past that ankle. It's easy on the joints. And bring that knee down. And plant that left hand. Inhale. Open here. Exhale, close. And from here, really engaging that core. We're going to inhale up. Pull the shoulders down. Then pressing down to the top of that left foot. And release those arms down. Bring it to the top of that right knee. And release down to the floor. And scooch that foot out for a little bit deeper stretch if you like here for a few breaths. And then we're just going to lengthen that right leg. Pull that right hip back a little bit, lengthen through the top of this crown of, or top of the spine, to the crown of the head. And come to that half split. Nose towards the shin, right toes up towards the ceiling. Soften through the back of that right knee. And release as hips come forward. I'm going to tuck those back toes. Come up to lunge. And then we're going to bring that left foot at an angle. Line up that right heel in front of that back arch. And then from here, we're going to spin open and come to a warrior two. That right knee tracking over that right foot. Reach into the fingertips. And I'm just gonna reach back, reach over. And release, and straighten those legs. And then we're just going to turn to the other side. We come directly into a lunge, sort of lifting to that back hamstring. Knee over the ankle or behind. And bring that back knee down. Plant that right hand. You can bring it out a little bit more to the side. We're going to inhale, open. And exhale, slowly close. Pull that navel in, engage that core. Inhale up and reach. Press to the top of that right foot. You can spread those toes out and that left foot like gripping the mat. And release those arms. Bring them to the top of the left knee. And hands come down to the mat. Scooch that foot forward for a deeper stretch here if you like. Breathe into the belly. Notice your breath, what it's doing. And then just gently pulling those hips back. Lengthening through the crown, left toes up to the ceiling, and kind of hinging forward at those hips. Soften through the calf and then back of the knee, hamstring. And release those hips forward. Tuck those back toes or come into that lunge. Strong legs, and then bring that foot down, lining up your heel with your arch. Pulling that navel towards our core, strong through the core, and then we're gonna spin open, come to warrior two. So this left knee is coming over that foot. This foot is at an angle. And reach back and over, up and over. Slide that right hand down the right leg. And from here, we're just gonna windmill arms, come back to that lunge. Bring that left knee down. Gently come up. Left knee meet that right knee. And we're gonna come and bring our legs out in front. And take a quick Dandasana here, so we're lengthening. Pressing down through those palms. Actually through those legs, sucking up those kneecaps. Inhale, reach, and then hinge of the hips. Come forward, pull that navel in. Grab those shins, ankles, the feet. Nose comes down towards the shins. You can always use your little tea towel or t-shirt, whatever you have here, to pull the heart forward. Strap that around the balls of the feet. Pull that navel towards the spine. See if you can bring that nose a little closer to the knees or the shins. Just a few more easy breaths here. And gently release. We're going to come up and we're just going to bend those knees, press the feet, and then roll down toward up. So once we're here, just going to lengthen those legs. Bring that right ankle towards that right side of the mat. The left ankle to meet it or even cross over. Scoot those shoulders over, reach. You can grab that left hand and kind of open to the side of the body that way. We're just reaching to the fingertips. And make that more, if you want to make that more gentle, just working those heels back towards the center of the mat and the shoulders. And then once you find where you're at, just breathing into that left side of the body. And release. Move those shoulders back to the center. And those heels back, and then just come to the other side. Heels together, cross over those shoulders. You grab that right hand or just reach through both palms, both fingertips. Open through that right side of the body. And release. Work yourself towards the center of the mat. We're going to bend those knees. Press those feet. We're going to bring the hands to the sides, arms, and then inhale those hips up towards the ceiling for bridge pose. Press the four corners of the feet to the arms, palms, fingertips. Engaging those hamstrings, glutes. And slowly release down. Here, pull those knees in towards the chest. Rock from side to side, massage that back. You can keep rocking, or you can bring those knees in a circular motion. And feet down to the mat. From here, we're going to inhale up that right leg. And if you have your towel or whatever you're wrapping around your feet, you can use that, or you can just grab your leg on the sides. It's fine, whichever way you want to do it. That left knee stays pointed up towards the ceiling, pressing through that ball of the right foot or pressing through that heel if you're not using a strap of some sort. And from here, go ahead, we're gonna open that leg out to the side. So just kind of taking that out to wherever you're comfortable with. You can even anchor your elbow down. You can also just bring that out, hold it with your arm, pressing through that heel. You can lengthen that left leg if you like. Just a few easy breaths here. Breathe into that belly. And release, come back up. If your left knee's bent, go ahead and straighten it now, and we'll bring that right arm down and just take that right leg across the body. Just doesn't have to be very far. Maybe it comes all the way down to the floor. Maybe it's up here. And then again, if you don't have a strap, you just hold that with your left arm. And inhale up. Bend that left knee. And release the strap if you have one. We'll bring that ankle on top of that left knee. Press that right knee away from the body. Flex the foot. And stay here, grab the back of that left hamstring. Soften through that right hip area. Breathe. Lengthen those inhalations and exhalations. And release. Left foot down, right foot down. Inhale that left leg up. Press through that heel. Every towel or strap if you have it. And lengthen, soften through the back of the left leg. And then start to open up that leg to the side. Keep that right leg bent or just straighten that. Anchor with your elbow. Opening through that hip flexor. And softly inhale up. And switch sides, bring that across the body. And inhale up that leg and the right knee. And bring that ankle to that right knee. Press that left knee away from the body. Flex that left foot. And grab the back of that hamstring. Flex the right foot as well, soften that left hip. A few more breaths here. Soften through that hip just one more time. And release that right foot down, left foot down. And pull those knees just one more time to the chest. Bring that nose towards the knees. Around the shoulders. And release. For Shavasana, you can bring the soles of the feet together and let those knees just fall to the sides. You're going to have your knees bent or the knees falling into each other. Just lengthen the legs. Open up those palms to the ceilings. Adjust your shoulders. If you want to put something over you or something under your head, go ahead. Once you're there, just take a big breath. And release. Let everything soften into the mat. Close the eyes. And start to follow the breath. Lengthen that inhalation and exhalation. Watch the breath as it enters and exits the body. Inhale, relaxation. And exhalation, release. Let everything just widen and soften. Let the muscles around your face start to soften. Muscles around your eyes release. Cheeks release. Let your tongue be loose in your mouth. And soften your jaw. And let your shoulders just melt into the mat. Arms soften. Biceps, triceps, elbows, forearms, palms, fingers. Arms just soften and melt. Release. Palms feel heavy. Back softens all the way down to the hips. The low back and the hips melt. Hamstrings and glutes widen, soften. Quads feel heavy. Calves release and widen. Release through your feet and your toes. Let your feet feel heavy. Just let your whole body sink down and surrender into the pose. Just continue to follow the breath. Inhaling relaxation. And on the exhalation, just releasing into the pose, into the mat, just a tiny bit more. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. You rock your head from side to side. And bend your knees. Take a big breath. And slowly roll onto the right side of your body. Take one last breath here. And then pressing yourself up to seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. On next inhalation, gently open your eyes and blink a few times. Namaste. And thank you for showing up this morning. Hope you feel calm for the rest of the day, and I hope to see everyone on Monday. Have a great